Welcome, everyone, to Taxing Poetic. I am your host, Tim Howe, along with...
your other host, Jenny Carter.
Awesome. And as always, we got our producer, JB. What up?
Yo.
How you doing?
Pretty good.
Right on, man. Enjoying your spring so far?
Yes.
Yeah? Backyard project going okay?
I don't know.
No?
Hopefully by the time this episode's out, we're all hanging out back there listening to this episode.
And celebrating the fact that we're what?
A top 1% podcast now.
I love that.
What does that mean, top
so
1%?
so 90% of all podcasts stop after episode 3. And then of the ones that keep going, 90% of those stop before episode 21. So when you get to 21, you are now a top 1% podcast. And that's us. We did it.
Dude, we did it.
I love being in the top 1%.
You know?
If only I could be in income, that would be great.
Well, you got a long way to go, kid.
I know. I was just saying, yeah, I know.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
That's all good. But hey, today we are going to be covering some of the new sales tax laws or proposed legislation that's kind of piquing our interest in 2024. But as always, Jenny.
Yes, for today's haiku, in honor of all the sales tax legislation, talking about new laws, which is why we're having this episode. So here we go. New year, new tax laws. Also, a new album from the Tortured Poets.
I thought you were going to get Taylor Swift in there somehow.
I knew she was going to drop the T-Swizzle reference.
You can't talk about anything new these days without talking about Taylor Swift.
True.
And dude, she blew everybody's mind because it's like a 2-album set.
It was a lot of okay music.
Oh, that's a hot take.
I mean,
okay.
it's good. She's good. They're perfectly fine. There's no bangers. You know what I mean? There's no Song of the Summer on those.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
She didn't trash anyone.
there was some stuff about her boyfriends.
There's some tea.
Yeah,
There
there's
has to
some
be
tea.
a little tea. I mean,
She has a song called Florida, so that's my favorite.
Oh really?
Yeah, she talks about Destin, actually.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, so
we're
you
gonna have to pick
obviously-
that. We're gonna have to pick up on that. Right on. But
All right. Well, there you go.
giddy up.
So we've
Okay.
got a new segment.
Got a new segment called Tim's Fishing Trips and Tips.
It's called Did Donna and JB Make This Up? And it's a take on our pop quiz Hot Shot. And we just, me and Donna wrote down some stuff that sounds like it could be true for new laws. We did a whole episode on weird tax laws. And so we're just going to ask them, is this true or not? So a little bit on the rules. One, Jenny is winning the quiz right now, 6 to 4.5. In this one, you will get half a point for knowing if it's true or false, and a bonus half point if you know why that is.
Oh, okay.
So Donna's
I like this
given
twist.
us some
Fun times.
secondary information.
Okay.
Okay, first one is for Tim. In Kentucky, Snickers are taxable, but Twizzlers are not. True or false?
I'm going to say true, and that's because they are taxed differently due to either flour content or something related to the fact that one's treated as a candy and one is treated as a grocery item.
Yes, that is a full point. He is right. So if it has flour, it's a cookie,
That's right.
not candy.
That's right. Cookies are non-taxable.
Cookies are not taxable. Candy is taxable.
That's
Right,
exactly
because
correct.
cookies are a grocery item.
Got it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, full point for Tim. It is now 6.
I would have
Jenny has-
gotten that one, by the way.
Oh,
so-
really?
Darn it.
Full
Yes.
point?
Because
Yeah,
she's
full
heard me
point.
use the Twix argument like 1,500 times.
Okay.
I have used it myself before.
Okay, big time.
I know.
Jenny 6.
I
Tim
did pass
5
my
and a half.
CMI lately.
Hey,
right.
you know what? That is something that we do need to celebrate, and we have not talked about on this podcast.
CMI?
Congratulations to our latest certified member of the Institute for Professionals in Taxation, one Jenny
Thank
Carter.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Golf clap.
Yes.
Good job.
Where's my big check? My big cardboard check. My Price is Right check.
I'm just going to add
To pay for the-
sound effects later of the applause.
So there you go.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you, Tim.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
Okay,
Congratulations.
You can do the people that just applauded proud. In a North Carolina grocery store, Evian is exempt, but LaCroix is taxable.
I know you want to answer
True or
that.
false?
I know. That is, I was going to say that's true because LaCroix is carbonated.
Yes, that is true. That's a full point. Yeah, so bottled water is food and food ingredients.
Food for home consumption. Yeah.
Food and food ingredients.
Yeah.
Does it say that somewhere on the
It does. Well, I mean, typically, like it's actually in the state statute as how to define certain items. So bottled water would be food and food ingredients. Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then a
So-
carbonated beverage is a carbonated beverage, which means it would be considered to be taxable.
Very weird. Okay.
But yay me.
Good job.
That CMI came in handy.
That's the CMI. That's how you get one. You know the answer to that question.
Tim has his grumpy cat face on.
It's a one-question exam.
The one question. It's like, man, I got it wrong again.
Gotta wait another year.
For the third time.
In Hartford, Connecticut, a pair of Hey Dude shorts will cost you 6.35% in tax, but a pair of Gucci loafers will run you 7.75 in tax.
I'm going to say that's true, and it's because the Gucci loafers there's like a luxury tax that's actually applied on top of it because they're so expensive. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Bam.
That's a lot. So you get a luxury, like in Monopoly?
Yeah, dude. You get a luxury tax on certain high dollar items. Yeah, there's different tax rates. It's just like there's clothing tax rules in the Northeast. I won't pick on particular states because I'm really tired of apologizing to people.
Jersey.
But
Yeah.
well, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
There you go.
New York, New Jersey.
But like certain items, if it's underneath a dollar threshold, you don't pay tax, right? So if it's underneath like $125, you don't pay any tax. Anything that's over $125, you turn around and pay tax on it.
Almost like an anti-regressive thing. where
That's exactly
There you
it.
go.
I don't want to hurt you more because you're obviously too poor to buy Gucci.
It's the Robin Hood tax, right? You know, you turn around, you're robbing the rich to pay for the poor.
Well, and Tim would know. He has lots of Gucci loafers, I'm sure. You're very fancy.
Dude, I actually own like the only shoes that I own are Hey Dudes. I ask anybody in my office. I think I have like 2 pairs of dress shoes that are Cole Haans. Everything else is Hey Dudes.
That's why this was Hey Dude shoes.
I knew it.
Of course.
All right, Jenny, in Connecticut, 5 donuts are taxable. 6 donuts are exempt.
Oh, we actually covered this on our food and beverage episode. And 6 donuts are, I have to say true or false, right? Mm-hmm. So what'd you say? You said 5 donuts are taxable?
5 donuts are taxable. 6 donuts are exempt.
I think that's true because 5 donuts is considered, or 6 donuts are considered grocery items. Is that correct? No? Is it the opposite?
You are right that it is exempt, and there is a reason, but it's because...
Can I get the reason?
Yes.
Oh, the reason is...
Like, just so... Can I...
Please, teacher. Tim GPT engaged. It's
Yes,
because
Tim.
it's actually kind of funny. They actually think that 5 donuts you can consume in a single sitting. Isn't that right?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
That's it.
That's right.
It's because they think that a normal human could sit down and shovel in 5 donuts in a single sitting.
Of course.
Oh, well, have they
Could
been?
not have 6.
Well,
You couldn't have 6.
no. Well, has anyone been to America? Yes. People can't eat 5 donuts in a sitting. So
I mean, yo, bro, if you go to a Krispy Kreme and you can't house 6 hot nows, like, I mean, I'm telling you.
What's crazy is you'd think that they would maybe just do it just by calories, right? And like calories, but in donuts are absolutely insane. Like a chocolate frosted regular donut is like 300 calories. Like, and you can eat that in 2 bites and not even realize you've done this. So you'd think 5, that's 1,700 calories.
Yeah.
Where the donuts, that's too much to eat in one sitting. So you think
Right.
they would be like, we're not going to say you can do
What I'm curious is, did they sit like a test group of people in a room and just put dozens of donuts in front of people and say, okay, let's see how many you could actually eat in one sitting?
I've got to think that that's true, and hopefully when we get our tax law experts on, this is a question we need to ask. Like how do you?
I would agree. Like we got to figure that out.
All right, so Jenny,
It's the donut lobby.
You get half
Yes,
a point for
okay.
getting it true, but yes,
Darn it.
so.
Tim's
technically
gaining
it is-
ground.
It is called the bulk food exemption.
Bulk food
Bulk
exemption.
food.
There you go.
It's whatever they consider too much more than one person could eat in one meal.
Love
Got
that.
it.
All right, and this is for Tim. In Texas, sneakers are taxable, cleats are not.
That is true, and it's because sporting apparel is considered to be exempt in the state, whereas normal, like regular apparel, is considered to be taxable. Is that right?
No, it is false.
What?
Here's the thing. It sounded so correct what you were saying.
I thought there
know.
was a state. I know there's a state that actually does that.
He is the master of that, by the way, if you haven't noticed, JB.
It's all about confidence.
Here's the thing. It is confidence.
It's serious.
I want
You come off the top rope and you act confident.
I was
People are just
thinking
going to
maybe
jump.
Donna is wrong.
No,
I was like, she must be wrong. Listen to how he's saying
I
it.
know.
leave it to Texas. Well, you figure football's huge in Texas,
It
right?
does seem like, it does seem. I wonder if she also said sneakers, so I wonder if you're like there is a world where both of those are just sport shoes. So
Oh, yeah.
you know what I mean.
You know what? Yeah, maybe you're right.
So it could be.
Doesn't
Okay.
matter. You're still wrong.
Doesn't matter.
Whatever,
right.
dude. I already gained a half a point.
All right,
Give me a
Jenny,
break.
In Georgia, bulldog shirts are exempt. Gator shirts are taxed
Oh,
twice.
God. Jesus.
What was it? Sorry. think of it.
Bulldog shirts are exempt. Gator shirts are taxed twice.
I think that's false.
Sadly, it is false.
But Tim.
Yeah, especially because Jenny's a Gator fan.
Now, the good news is for Tim, you can only get half a point for that because there's nothing else.
Oh, there's no
to do.
follow-up?
I mean, what do you mean? Follow up because.
Follow up and sing the Gator fight song? Or.
Follow up. Duh. Right, Tim. In Florida, adult bike helmets are taxable. Youth helmets are exempt.
You know what? I'm going to say that's true. Because there's no way that Donna could just make up something that crazy. I'm going to say that it's true, and I have no reason why.
Yeah, you do get the half point for it being true.
Let me
Knew
guess. Is it because there's exemptions for children's clothing?
Yes.
See, that wasn't so hard, Tim.
Well, it's
Come
just
on.
because in general.
Yeah, in general.
Somebody sitting next to me is from Home Assassin.
Yeah.
Okay?
Alabama, ammunition is exempt, but only during hunting season.
Oh, that's a tough one. Ammunition's exempt. I have to say false. That would be hard to regulate.
It is false. It would be hard to regulate, but it makes so much sense. That's a good one.
It really does.
That is a
Yeah,
good one.
that's a good one. Yeah, great. Give Jenny another point. Congratulations.
9.5 to 7. That's it.
Again, the CMI kicking in.
Am I kicking in?
I'm just a new woman.
All right, let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will do the new laws.
All right, we're back, and that was a great quiz because I dominated, and we're going to go right into what's new in 2024. Like we said earlier, legislators have met, they have made decisions, or they're about to make some decisions.
Bunch of interesting stuff. We're going to already start on a subject that we've beaten the heck out of, but obviously the digital tax in Georgia, Jenny's most hated tax, as well as Donna's because of Kindle downloads, and congratulations. So any digital good that you now take possessory interest in, right? So if you basically take ownership of it, you have to pay sales tax on it here in the state of Georgia. So if I go and I buy a movie on Amazon Prime and I now own it forever, what I got to do, Jenny?
You got to pay tax on it.
That's exactly right.
Does it come out automatically? Like I buy it on Amazon now, just the price is just higher?
You know what? It's because I'm thinking that yes, it is. I'm still kind of interested because Prime is a subscription, if that would fit in, because they automatically say that the subscription models don't get taxed, but you are paying an additional charge to own something indefinitely. So it's like with a Kindle, you turn around and you buy a book, you now own it, you're going to have to turn around and pay tax on it.
Yeah, the book's going to say, like, I buy books on my Kindle all the time, and the book says $9.99, but it doesn't have the tax included, like, on my Kindle. But yeah, on my Amazon bill, the tax is added.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
There you go.
For sure.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Yep.
So that's exactly what happens when you buy movies. So that got instituted when, Jenny?
Just beginning of the year, right?
That's right, January 1st, 2024. So congratulations. You should be seeing that now.
Hey, so you're what? Tortured Poets Department?
Yeah.
Did that get taxed if you downloaded that?
If you own it.
If you bought it?
Yeah, if you turn around and you decided to download it and you now buy it. But see, I got Spotify. So with Spotify, it's just a subscription service, and you turn around and don't have to pay tax on subscription services because why? It's a service.
Right.
Georgia doesn't tax those kind of services.
I don't know. They might one day.
And
They never know.
Well, we recently just talked to Frank O'Connell,
right.
the Commissioner of Revenue, and he said that obviously the department does not make tax policy. We just got to be curious to see if the legislators are going to roll the dice and try to make some changes. That was actually a really fun conversation with Frank.
That was really fun. Go listen to our Georgia Department of Revenue episode with the Commissioner, Frank O'Connell.
Yes, it was absolutely fantastic. Had a lot of fun with that.
Yeah.
All right, so another new thing. Alabama and their simplified sales tax. This is kind of interesting. So they're proposing legislation under House Bill 258 that they're going to aim to increase the Alabama simplified sales tax rate from 8% to 9.3%.
That's kind of substantial.
It is.
That's kind of a big deal.
They're starting to use language like level the playing field again.
Ooh, your favorite.
Yes, my favorite. And the reason they're having to do this is because in-state brick and mortar retailers feel like they're losing out because they have to pay all this local tax, additional local tax, like in Mobile and Birmingham and some of these other cities. You have tax rates can be up to 9, 10%. But if you're a remote seller and you don't have a physical presence in the state of Alabama, you can apply for their simplified sales tax or seller's use simplified sales tax program, and you only have to collect what? 8%, right? On all your transactions. So these guys feel like they're losing out. Pretty interesting.
I wonder if it's in response to the Tax Foundation Org's. So do you know who's in dead last for state sales tax?
Let me guess. Alabama.
Alabama.
It is.
Alabama.
Louisiana's got to be.
Louisiana 48.
There you go. Yeah, obviously. it's gonna-
Colorado 49.
Colorado's actually not bad. They're 40th.
Oh.
They gave them a lot of points for their corporate tax,
Oh, okay.
like whatever that.
Okay.
Yeah. Jenny, you've got a couple you want to.
No, I was just going to talk more about Alabama and
nice.
to tax Poetic a little bit about why you don't like this. It's because of Illinois, right? The level of the playing field.
Man, you always got to get me in trouble with these guys in Illinois.
Well, I just want to, for our listeners who maybe
you really
haven't-
like to raise my blood pressure.
Well, obviously.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah,
God.
anytime.
All right.
Yeah. So if you want to, just remind our listeners that why you don't like the Illinois playing level the playing field rule.
You know, it's in Alabama's kind of. It's not really a constitutional question. It's just they're raising the rate because other people are barking that the people in state are having to pay higher tax rates and buying stuff online. It's hurting in-state retailers. Like, I can kind of get that. That really is leveling the playing field. But those words are just ingrained and burned like scars into, tax professionals' minds right now because of what's going on in Illinois and this unconstitutional application of their law where it's basically if you have any form of physical presence in the state of Illinois and you're shipping goods from outside the state, inside the state, you get to use origin-based sourcing. And what that means is that you only have to charge 6.25% on any of your transactions, whereas all the rest of these remote sellers that don't have physical presence in Illinois, they got to collect all the local taxes. How does that level the playing field?
Not cool.
Sounds like that playing field's about 45 degrees out kilter to me, but, hey,
It's
whatever.
also 45 below zero there. So, yeah.
No, we won't even.
Okay, well,
not
all right.
touching that one with a 10-foot pole, but good job.
So, all right. So Alabama. And when did that go into effect, you said?
It's proposed legislation. So it's
proposed.
House Bill
Okay.
258. We got to see if makes it all the way through, but it sounds like there's a lot of movement behind it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So now let's move to our favorite topic, sin taxes. Ooh, sin taxes.
That's right. That's SIN, folks, not SYN.
For Synexes.
That's right. Which means what? What does SYN mean? Why do we call it Synexus?
For sinking?
It's close.
Synergy?
Actually,
Synergy?
synergy is actually a really good one. But if you think about it, the Greek prefix syn, SYN, means together. And in conjunction with nexus, it's us doing taxes together.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
We should go to Greece sometime.
There we go.
Okay.
Love it. We'll do a podcast with JB from Greece, the back of a
Yes.
boat.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Anyway.
So onward to syntax, SIN. Hawaii is instituting a new excise tax of 70%.
Yeah, hold on. Time out. Let's just all let that soak in. JB, you were very scandalized by this
Gotta
number.
know, what was it before?
Sorry, Tim.
Was it
yeah.
zero?
I know.
And they're like, sorry.
I know, we should
now
look
it's
that up.
70% higher.
Yeah. So I wonder if it just wasn't taxed before. It says new excise tax.
It kind of
Or
looks
maybe
like it.
Yeah,
or maybe
I
it
mean,
was
like
just like
literally,
their-
it was zero, dude, and now they're bringing in a 70% excise tax on the wholesale price of electronic smoking devices.
I mean, it's like double the price.
But yeah, they did it because
I am Team GPT. I do get that.
they had a, they're trying to get people just to stop smoking, and they're like, regulation and taxation are just tools that we have, and we just want to make it harder for kids to smoke.
I mean, I'm guessing
Yeah.
guessing that's what's going to happen.
Well, and obviously a tourist mecca, they probably don't want their island to smell.
A lot of people. So I guess 1 in 3 high school kids in Hawaii vape.
Vape.
That's probably
Really?
nationwide.
I bet that's probably everywhere, but
Yeah. So syntax. Okay, so what's the next state,
The
Tim?
next state on syntax, just keeping along with the vape front, our friends up in Maine, right? They're going to turn around and crack down on vaping with a 43% excise tax on the wholesale price of electronic smoking devices. So that's 2 states, Hawaii and Maine, with ridiculous tax rate increases, 70% on one and 43% on the other.
I think
That's
it's a statement on or social policy, honestly, with vaping and all the
well,
issues.
if they're just like,
Teen-
look, we can't make a law about it, so we're just going to make it prohibitively expensive. We're just going to try to do it that way.
because
and in all honesty, like thinking about vaping, and I know a ton of people who do vape, like we don't really know what it's doing to you.
Right. And that's what they think it's dangerous. And
Right.
like I think it's mostly because of
When
children.
and when it came out,
Yeah.
it was like, this is the better alternative. That's
Right.
what everybody was like, this
Right.
is better. If you have to, do this one. And
But nobody
it's
thought
not.
about the fact that you're inhaling pure, like, evaporated vegetable oil into your lungs. Like, oh yeah, hey, congratulations.
nicotine.
Yeah, it's still bad.
Yeah. And the issue, I mean, if they can raise the taxes and make it more expensive for kids, teenagers to buy it, that might be, I assume, what part of their aim is. But I think it's interesting. I think it's going to be a trend. Mark my words. I think we're going to see more of this.
I would agree.
Nationwide.
You were right about the other one. The
Dropping the
Oh.
transaction count for economic nexus. Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean,
you were right about that.
look, it's just simple. That's common sense.
Yeah. I have ESPN also.
ESPN is
yeah.
good.
I'm not even touching it. I just can't.
It's a fifth sense.
I think we all have ESPN.
Sense.
All right. So last thing we're going to talk about, Ohio, right?
Oh, Ohio.
And the cat tax.
Ohio, you're actually kind of on our good list right now.
Meow.
I know. Yeah.
The cat tax.
We
Speaking
just
of
haven't really-
what's new, Pussycat.
Exactly. The commercial activities tax is undergoing significant changes within the state. If you're not aware of this, the tax imposed.
Hold on. Why don't you just tell everybody what a cat tax is, real quick?
The commercial activities tax is a tax on gross receipts that actually occur within the borders of the great state of Ohio.
Right. They have a sales tax and a use tax, but then, like some other states, they have a gross receipts tax, which
That's right.
they don't call a gross receipts tax. They call it
The commercial activities tax,
right,
which is the
tax.
cat.
Yes.
Well, if you say cat tax, it's like saying commercial activities tax. It's the
Well,
cat.
that's true. It is the cat. That's a good
ATM
point.
machine.
It's the cat.
ATM machine. Oh, that's a good one.
Oh, yeah, there you go. But anyways, our friends in Ohio have decided that the measure by gross receipts for business activity estate for tax periods that begin on or after January 1st of 2024, basically the cat has been eliminated up to now $3 million in gross receipts. Used to be a $1 million, now it's $3 million. And then it's going to double again, I think, right? It's
Yeah,
supposed to, I think it's in 2025 or 2026, it's going to go to $6 million.
We saw an immediate impact with this with our clients earlier this year. We have a lot of middle market clients that fall within this range or fall below the $3 million range, and they were able to close their accounts, and Ohio made it actually pretty easy to close your account. And
Sometimes they were doing it for you.
I know, yeah, that's true. Sometimes they're doing it for you.
We got it.
Yeah.
Hey, we're good. We don't want your paperwork anymore.
Which is great. And, I just think it's a pat on the back for you, Ohio. Thanks for not
job.
only making the change, but making it easy for your taxpayers.
To our friends up in Columbus, you still have a terrible football team, but you know what? We're good on your tax policy
Well,
changes.
you can't change everything.
You can't win at everything.
Yeah.
Do you know what the taxable rate is going to be if you're over 3 million?
It's ridiculously low. I
is
don't want
so
to
low.
quote.
Yeah,
it's
it's
0.2.
Yeah.
0.26%.
It's.
man.
I was going to say it's less than
0.26%.
Yeah. But every little bit adds up
Sure.
Oh yeah.
for sure.
A new segment.
Heck yeah.
A new segment.
Another new segment. I love it.
We love new segments. Yes.
Yes.
Jenny, take us home.
All right. Thank you so much for listening to us today on Taxing Poetic. Just a reminder, you don't have to listen to these episodes all in order. We have a gigantic library since now we're a 1% podcast, right? So we have over 21 episodes, and you can listen to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And we just really appreciate you being with us today. We'll see you next time.
Congrats, Jenny. Good job on the CMI.
Thank you.
Rock on.
I'm winning the quiz.